Good evening, everyone, and welcome to The Tonight Show with Ariana Satuda. I'm your host for the evening, Ariana Satuda, and today's topic of discussion will be the chemistry of life. What is chemistry, you may ask? What is life? Well, today we're going to find all that out because you know the new movie that's out, Acid and Base, Together Forever? Well, much to your guys' luck in the audience, everyone, we have one of the main characters from the movie here with us tonight in the studio. Please give a warm welcome to Acid!
Hi!
Hello, how are you this evening?
Great.
Okay, take a seat. So, can you please tell me about the movie, like what kind of role you play in the movie and what your job is?
Yeah, of course. So I played Acid, and it's about me and my husband Base's life, just our everyday life and how we together founded this organization to give back to the poor. What we do is we donate hydrogens to many different organizations, but mostly to the Water Foundation, just to give back and just feel better, because we feel like we need to do more in this world. So yeah, that's pretty much what it's about. We also see other relationships with other molecules and other solutions that we work with throughout the show.
That's awesome. So, can you please tell me about your relationship with Base and like how you two fell in love? Because I know that this is a love story. So what is the story behind you two?
So basically, how we met and everything was that we both have a component about us that makes us different from every other molecule. Is that we have, well, not every other molecule, but molecules like us all have pH component. And what that means is that we have a concentration of hydrogens, and if it's a high concentration of hydrogens, then we're going to have a low pH, and that's what I am. I'm an acid because I have high concentration of hydrogen, which equals a low pH. But my husband, on the other hand, has a very low concentration of hydrogen, which makes him have a very high pH. So basically we bonded over that and like how we both have this pH and like what it means to us and how we're dealing with it and everything. So that's like how we met, and like we've gotten along perfectly in the movie, and yeah.
That's awesome. So, I know it's you and Base in the movie, but are there any other characters you want to elaborate on that are in the movie as well?
Yeah, actually our cast was great. We all played different molecules, but together we came together we formed this great solution. And it just made it was such a great experience, and we had such a great time on the show.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. And I hope you have a great night. I will see you another time. So thank you. Everyone, round of applause for Acid. Thank you. Okay, we're going to take a short intermission, but when we come back, we're going to bring to you some information on the new web series, Components of the Cell. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. Please welcome Jane Lowe. Nice to see you, Jane. Please take a seat. Okay, so what I understand so far of the show is that there's a city called Cell, and Cell is surrounded by a little fence that only allows certain people to come into the cell. So like certain people that are hydrophobic are allowed to come in whenever they want, but people that are hydrophilic, a guard needs to come to the front and let them in actively so that they can't get in by themselves. Okay, can you please tell me some more about it?
Of course. So there's the main inside of the cell is called the cytoplasm.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the sidewalks, the grass, the pools. That is the city's cytoplasm. So in the cytoplasm, there's many different parts of your city that makes up the town. So there's the mayor office, which is in the town hall, and the town hall is surrounded by guards and fences. These guards and fences are called the nuclear membrane. Then inside the cell, there is the mayor himself, which has an office with all the blueprints of the city. That would be like your DNA. But the actual whole city hall is the nucleus. So the DNA is the blueprints of the cell, and if you make copies of that blueprints, it becomes the RNA. So this is basically what the whole cell runs on. Like the whole town has blueprints, and that's what the whole
Interesting.
city goes by.
Okay.
But those blueprints also tell the city what to make and when to make it. So for example, we need to make bricks and have wood to build things. So the ribosome, or the factory where you make those
They
bricks.
build the things that go into the town?
Right. They are
Okay.
the makers of the bricks and stuff like that. So the bricks are called the ribosomes. The bricks are called the proteins.
Okay.
But then there's also a post office, which packages things and sends them out, which is called the Golgi apparatus. And then there's a big, your trash and the water towers of the cell are the vacuoles because they store it. But the things that pick up the trash or degrade the trash are the lysosomes. I think that's pretty much everything and the mitochondria. How can I forget about the mitochondria? The mitochondria are the power plants of the cell and what create the whole energy that the cell can run on. So without
So
the
the people
mitochondria,
can run on?
yes, the people can run on. If there was no mitochondria, the cell or the city would not be able to run. There'd be no electricity. There would be nothing for anything
Okay.
to happen.
So is this just a show about the lives of the people and how they go about their daily lives?
Yeah, exactly. You see them taking trains and railways, which are the endoplasmic reticulums, and some of those trains and railways have tolls on them, which stop them from going. So yeah, you basically see everyone in their day-to-day lives in this cell, but only certain people are going to be in that cell, so that's what makes it different.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much. And everyone, be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 10 p.m. on channel 14 CCC Chemistry. Welcome back to the last segment of the first episode of The Tonight Show with Ariana Satuda. For our last segment, we're going to do a little educational series on the anatomy of the body. First, we're going to talk about the planes. There's 3 planes your body can be divided into. You have the sagittal plane, which cuts your body into right and left sides. You have the transverse plane, which cuts your body into superior and inferior regions. And then you have the coronal plane, which cuts your body into anterior and posterior regions. And also, we have 12 systems in the body. We got the integumentary system, the skeletal system, the muscular system, the nervous system, the endocrine system, circulatory system, lymphatic system, respiratory system, urinary system, digestive system, and the male and female reproductive system. And now, to tell us a little bit more about the abdomen and the quadrants the abdomen is divided in, please welcome a former professor, Dr. Aggie. Thank you.
Hi. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the different ways that you can divide your abdomen into different regions. So, they're also called quadrants, and there are 2 different ways. First way is you take a horizontal line directly across your belly button, and then you take another vertical line up through your belly button, straight across your body. So that will create 4 different quadrants. You have your right upper quadrant, your right lower quadrant, your left lower quadrant, and your left upper quadrant. You can also divide your abdomen into 9 different sections. How you do this is you take a mid-clavicular line through both of your clavicles and go straight down. That would create your 2 vertical lines, and then your 2 horizontal lines you create by your subcostal line, which would be right here underneath your ribs, and your intertubicular line. After that, you have 9 quadrants. So these quadrants are called your umbilical region, which is the middle of your, directly middle section. And then you have your epigastric region, and then you have your hypogastric region. On the sides, you would have your lumbar region in the middle, right next to your umbilical region, and then above your lumbar region, you have your hypochondriac region on both sides, and then you have your inguinal region below your lumbar. So therefore, it goes hypochondriac, lumbar, inguinal, and then epigastric, umbilical, hypogastric. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you very much. And thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the Tonight Show with Ariana Satuda. Tune in next week for a new episode. Thank you and have a great night.